Hey there, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're looking at positioning this week at DTL, and to cap off the week, we're trying to bust this myth that tends to be around the club level now that you should just never find yourself in no man's land. And quickly, before I get to 3 times that I think it is appropriate to be in no man's land, let's be clear. I think many of you think, okay, halfway between the baseline and service line is no man's land. I would agree with that, but I also think it's just so uncommon to be slightly in front of the baseline. I kind of consider this no man's land as well. So you might see me in this spot referencing it as no man's land. All right, so let's get to it. The first would be I take a big shot at my opponent, most likely into the backhand side. This is where I feel a couple things have to happen. One, we got to recognize that our opponent is struggling, right? I take a big crack into the backhand, right? Mark's in trouble. A lot of times, more often than not, trouble means their ball is probably going to be a slice and it's probably going to land shallow. So if I hit that shot and I'm standing behind the baseline and Mark's going to slice and hit shallow, I'm leaving myself a lot longer distance to what's inevitably going to be a soft, short ball. So I tend to immediately connect to the result of my ball. I see Mark go, and I tend to get up here. I have to hold out the slight chance that he pulls off a great shot, hits it to the baseline, fine. I'll step back a little bit and hit there. Okay, but I just think when he's in trouble, showing me a shot that's going to be weak and short, I want to be up here inside the baseline. The other idea there is if, let's say he floats that a little bit high, it's great for me to take time away from him on the next ball, whether I come up and take it out of the air or off the bounce. By coming forward, if he does make his shot, he's got less time to recover and come back to go get the next ball that I'm going to hit, versus if I just kind of hit the ball, admire it. I know a lot of you out there crush it and admire it, and you stand around back here, they get it back, and the nightmare situation happens where you should have earned the point and you possibly end up losing that point. So that would be a great time. Connect to your heavy shot, especially to the backhand. Pull up here inside no man's land a little bit. Okay? Second scenario, the opponent's at the net. Whether it's doubles or singles, most likely doubles, but definitely singles as well. Mark's standard ground stroke, right, is going to come in at me with some top, some height, some depth, and the ball jumps. There's no reason for me against that shot to be in here. But what does a volley look like? Here it comes, he hits it, it's got some underspin on it, unless he's just a world-class volleyer that lands it right inside the baseline every single time. That ball that's coming off his racket here, this is kind of the zone, right? And I have to respect the fact that from farther away, I can't a lot of times be quick enough to go up and get that ball. I need that little bit of a head start against a volleyer for what ultimately is going to be a lower, slightly shallower ball, definitely compared to their ground stroke, but even just an average baseline hitter is going to carry the ball a lot deeper than their volleys are going to go. So I tend to want to be here ready to play something low and obviously not leave myself in a position where the shot he's hitting catches me off guard or I just don't read it well enough. We know how volleys come off. They have underspin and they tend to stay shallow. Okay, so net player for sure. Now, third scenario, and this is really where I probably get to that very traditional no man's land spot and take my split step all the way up here, is when I drop shot myself. All right, and the reason for this, I go ahead and I drop shot. Here comes Mark, and as we know, we all watch a ton of professional tennis. Drop shots breed drop shots and soft touch and angles. So this is another time it drives me crazy. I see a great drop shot from a baseline player. They pull it off, and they're like, wow, look how good that is. and then here comes this soft drop shot reply. And they're sitting back here stuck in the mud. So you really want to make sure, and you'll see the pros do this all the time, hit your drop shot unless you hit it poorly where it carries too deep and sits back and Mark's going to hit, you know, a big shot. Yeah, Mark, throw one in here. I'm going to hit kind of a poor drop shot. All right, a little too high, a little too deep. All right, now I'm actually backing up. But off a really quality drop shot, I hit hopefully a great drop shot there. I'm going to be in, and then I can play something touchy, finessey as well. If he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there. What's the harm in closing in and watching your winning drop shot from here? And if he does get there and plays the angle, plays something touchy, you now have this massive head start to go in and battle it out around the net, okay? So yeah, very, very often we don't want to find ourselves in no man's land, but that to me is 3 times instinctually you've got to feel yourself get up inside the baseline, if not pretty far inside the baseline, because ultimately that is the right place to be every once in a while, okay? And that's all I got for you today. Hope that was super helpful. Please click like below this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You'll find the link to 3 free courses Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those really helpful as well. All right, so until next time, be well. We'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.